front of everything.
Non-Muslim, and like Sharia law, and how of course like non-Muslims are exposed to a lot of kind of misconception on Sharia law. How can I kind of explain it to them? When they have certain questions about, of course, like the laws of like death penalty and like and corporal punishment and stuff like that. How could I kind of explain it in an effective way?
I've got something good for you. Can you get this?
There.
You see, I got my library in here as well, yeah? So, please, in a minute, Muhammad Hijab might come out as well, yeah? So, be careful. Yeah, so you're talking about capital punishment, yeah?
Yeah, so like different like parts of Sharia law, like how would you explain, because obviously the things that they always see is about like stoning and like getting lashes and stuff like that.
Yes.
How can I explain that to them?
I would personally say that when anybody talks about the Sharia law, you need to make it clear that Sharia law is, imagine this, if I said, okay, a non-Muslim comes, and I say to him, okay, let me introduce America to you, here you go, we have mass shootings every week, we have the death penalty, and we have this and that. Am I doing justice to America?
Not really.
Is that what America's known for?
No.
Okay, now the issue is when it comes to Sharia law, the Sharia law is being good to your neighbor, is looking after your mom, doing good to your parents, giving in charity, helping, moving the lowest part of kind of Iman is that you move a harmful object from the road. That's Sharia. But what it is it's been hijacked in a way where Sharia law is something that you stone, you kill. Come on. Firstly, that punishment there as a deterrent. So the whole point of that is a deterrent. Okay. Now the way it is executed, it's not as simple as I'm walking down the road and I see somebody taking for an apple tree. The tree doesn't belong to him, to his neighbor, and he grabs it and he runs away. Oh, he's a thief. Let me catch him. Cut his hand. It doesn't work like that. Because if you go to this book by Sheikh Salih Al Fawzan, it talks about this in detail. It talks about the rulings. It talks about how to go about. So I would say, go and read this. I would say, get this book if you can. Or look into it, because this gives the guideline. What is classed as theft? How much does it have to be? Where do you have to steal it for it to be that? Sure, take it. Where do you have to steal from? If, for example, the person you stole from, doesn't, let's say people saw you, but the person that you stole from did not go and report it to the authorities, do you get the punishment? No, you don't. Do you get it? So it's all there. There's precautions. Islam doesn't say, somebody stole, chop his hand, let's do it together. That is not right. It goes to the Amir, the ruler, the judge, and the judge decides and says, look, is there any doubt? In the book, it says that by default, all the scholars agree that you have to look for doubt. What that means is, if a man says, I did it, but I wasn't, I don't know what I was doing, I was sleepwalking. Thank you, sir. So if somebody comes and says, I was sleepwalking, and I stole, that is a doubt. And that doubt, they take it because if they come and say, what are you talking about, bro? Sleepwalking. Chop his hand off. They know on the day of judgment, if that is true, they're in big trouble. So you need to look at any kind of doubt. That Sharia has been implemented there to protect the community as a whole. So somebody might come and say, and in this country, which I disagree, and there's a lot of things that I love about this country. I can pray. If you go to Muslim countries, you can't grow a beard. You can't pray. There's so much stuff in this country, I'm sorry, that makes my life as a Muslim comfortable. I can pray wherever I like. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of things that I love about this country. So the issue is that my car got broken into, a couple of months ago, These thieves were going happily, smashing people's cars. Why? Because when the police chases them, they can't touch them because they might hit them and they might die. Hold on a second, bro. What did that happen? That caused them to go happily, just go smashing people's cars until the police said, well, hold on a second. Even if they do that, the police start ramming them. Did you know that? When the police start ramming them, the thieves knew what time it is. They had a big watch. They're like, yo, okay, we need to calm down now, There was videos where boom, they hit one, the guy started flying, Like, oh, I believe I can fly, He started flying. So when he landed, he thought, yo, okay, I think I need to fix up. So the issue here is this, that we give more right to the criminal than the community itself. Why can't I leave my door open? Why? Because if somebody comes and breaks into my house, can I attack him? Man, I'm scared I might get in prison. I might have to come to help the robber. Yo, what you want? The PlayStation? Yo, here you go, yeah? There you go, let me help him outside. Why? Because the criminal has more right than an innocent civilian myself, yeah? That's why those punishments are in place to protect the wider community. Islam doesn't say, okay, individual right. Islam says no, communal right. Because if your actions is having an impact on the community, you're causing corruption.
Yeah.
So therefore, the community's right is greater for them to walk safely down the road. If this means as an individual, you're going to receive a capital punishment, which is very hard to implement, by the way, yeah? For example, adulterers, yeah? You have to have 4 witnesses.
Yeah.
4 witnesses need to see the interaction, the pen going in the ink, literally. And if their statements don't match one another, they get whipped for slander. And in the time of Islamic history, how many times were the stoning to death to adulterers implemented? It is very, very hard. And what somebody does in his house is totally different. You can't go and spy on people's house and be like, oh, that person's homosexual.
Yeah.
You will get whipped. For slander, number 1. Number 2, for spying.
Yeah.
What happens in their house is between them and their Lord. What you do in the public is the communal rights. So I would say personally, go and understand, for example, look at the way it's implemented. Yeah? And why is it there? It's there. The Sharia is there as a deterrent to protect the community against corruption.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I just want to ask you as well, I don't know if I'm wrong, but like different Islamic nations,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure have different Sharia laws.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
No, sorry.
So they do follow a central Sharia.
No,
So
a lot of Muslim countries don't.
they follow I'm pretty sure they have different sort of interpretation and different punishments for different crimes.
There is, but
Yeah.
in general, they agree that certain things, like
Right.
theft,
Yeah.
if he's persecuted, if the evidence is there, he'll get his hand cut off.
All right.
But that's if all the conditions are there.
Yeah. So where do you know like the actual Sharia law itself, like the foundations of it?
Yeah.
Where is it mainly built? Is it from like mostly from the Quran?
The Quran and the Sunnah. So there is,
Right.
like, for example, the stoning verse,
Yeah.
it was abrogated, yeah, in the text in the Quran, but not by ruling. So in the Quran, there's sometimes verses which are abrogated. So the verses, so alcohol, yeah, the verses still are there. But today you can't come and say, okay, I'm going to drink alcohol and come to Salah. Back then they could.
Yes,
But it hasn't been abrogated by text,
Yeah.
but it's been abrogated by hukum, ruling. Yeah? The stoning one was abrogated by text, but not by ruling. So it still applies. In the Quran you won't find it, but it still applies. The alcohol verse in the Quran it exists, but by ruling it doesn't. And you have the other option, by text is not there, and by ruling.
Yeah.
And the example for that, there's an example, I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah, there's those 3 specific.
Yeah. I know this is going to drastically like this topic.
No. I'm here for you.
But I know I don't know if you have a science background or anything, but I just wanted to ask about something I can't really find the answer for is Islam's stance on evolution.
Okay.
So I've tried doing research, but I can't really find a solid argument.
You need to watch a video by Sabur Ahmed
Right.
from IRA.
Yeah.
Sabur Ahmed.
Right.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Sabur Ahmed, and even write it, Sabur Ahmed Speaker's Corner.
Okay.
Just go through it.
Right.
It's very, very powerful. He's an expert. I would do injustice to it. I don't think I can even.
Yeah, that's what I was trying.
Yeah, Sabur Ahmed is the guy.
Because I've just always trying to find research for it. I've never really sort of got it, but inshallah, I'll look take a look.
What's your name?
My name is Rakeem.
Rakeem, okay. This is just for our, like how many people come to the park.
Okay, yeah, that's
What's it, Rakeem?
Rakeem Hussein.
And how old are you?
17.
17, oh mashallah. Where are you from?
From Manchester.
Original.
Pardon?
Okay, no, it's okay. Manchester. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Any more questions?
Not really. I'm alright to get a quick picture.
Yeah, sure.
That's fine. I'm just.
Let's take it with salam.
Alright, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, can someone take a picture for me as well, please? Oh, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Oh,
It's landscape.
Is Muhammad Hijab going to come down?
It's going to come in Hajj.
Oh, is it Hajj? Oh.
You ready?
One like this. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.
No problem. Take care, man. Also,
Salam.
I see you want to ask something. Do you want to ask something? Yeah, sure. Ben, how you doing, man? Yeah, hello, nice to meet you. Content!
Content over everything. From your family.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC.
Man don't listen to
Are you getting
ITV.
this? We've got Ben here.
Listen. COE. Man don't listen to BBC. Man don't listen to ITV. COE. Man don't listen to BBC. Man don't listen to ITV.
Guys, as a Muslim,
Yes.
why is it you believe Jesus is only a prophet and not the Son of God?